In the bustling city of Shanghai, there lived a young man named Jiang Chen. He was known as the loser son-in-law of the prestigious Zhao family. Marrying into one of the wealthiest families in the city was supposed to be a dream come true, but for Jiang Chen, it had become a nightmare. The Zhao family had only allowed their daughter, Zhao Qingyu, to marry Jiang Chen because of an old promise between their families. Despite this, Jiang Chen was treated with disdain and contempt by his in-laws. They considered him a failure, an orphan with no background, no wealth, and no status. Even worse, Zhao Qingyu, his wife, saw him as a burden, and their relationship was nothing more than a marriage of convenience. Every day, Jiang Chen endured the ridicule of his in-laws, who never missed an opportunity to remind him of his worthlessness. They mocked him for being jobless, for relying on their charity, and for not living up to their high standards. But what they didn't know was that Jiang Chen was hiding a secret that would one day shake the entire city. Jiang Chen was not who he appeared to be. Far from being a poor orphan, he was actually the heir to the Zhang Corporation, one of the most powerful conglomerates in the world. When he was young, his parents had sent him to live a low-profile life to avoid the dangers that came with their immense wealth and influence. They had trained him to be humble, resourceful, and patient, waiting for the right time to reveal his true identity. For years, Jiang Chen had lived quietly, watching and learning. He had used his time as a loser son-in-law to understand the true nature of the people around him, especially his in-laws. While they saw him as weak, he was actually laying the groundwork for a takeover that would leave them stunned. One evening, during a lavish family gathering, Jiang Chen overheard his father-in-law, Zhao Hongwei, discussing a major business deal. The Zhao family was on the verge of bankruptcy, but they had managed to secure a deal with a mysterious investor who could save their empire. Zhao Hongwei boasted about how he had outmaneuvered the competition and would soon be richer than ever. Little did Zhao Hongwei know that the mysterious investor was none other than Jiang Chen himself. Jiang Chen had used his connections to orchestrate the entire situation, manipulating events so that the Zhao family would be desperate enough to accept his help. Now, with the deal in place, he was ready to reveal his true power. The day of the deal arrived. The Zhao family gathered in their luxurious mansion, expecting to meet the investor who would save them. Instead, they were shocked to see Jiang Chen walk into the room, dressed in an impeccable suit and accompanied by a team of high-powered lawyers and executives. Zhao Hongwei's face turned pale as Jiang Chen calmly took his seat at the head of the table. "What is the meaning of this?" he demanded. Jiang Chen smiled coldly. "Father-in-law, the investor you've been waiting for is me. I am Jiang Chen, heir to the Zhang Corporation, and I've just bought out your entire company." The room fell silent. Zhao Qingyu stared at her husband in disbelief, while the rest of the family exchanged horrified glances. They had spent years belittling him, never realizing that the man they had scorned was far more powerful than they could ever imagine. With the stroke of a pen, Jiang Chen became the new owner of the Zhao family's empire, but instead of exacting revenge, he chose to show mercy. He allowed Zhao Hongwei to retain his position, but under one condition. The Zhao family would no longer mistreat him, and they would recognize him as the true head of the household. From that day forward, Jiang Chen's life changed. He was no longer the loser son-in-law, but the ultimate son-in-law, respected, feared, and admired by all. Zhao Qingyu, who had once looked down on him, now saw him in a new light. She began to realize that beneath his humble exterior was a man of incredible strength and intelligence, someone who had always been in control. As Jiang Chen took his rightful place at the top, he remained true to the values his parents had instilled in him. He used his wealth and power to help those in need, quietly building a legacy that would last for generations. But he never forgot the lessons he had learned as a loser. In the end, it wasn't his wealth that made him powerful. It was his character, his patience, and his unshakable resolve. and that was what made him the ultimate son-in-law to be continued.